Tonight on UI7 News, the Graduate Employees Organization has been on strike for 4 days now. We have more information on the progress of their negotiations with the university.
We will also be taking you through what some members of the community are doing to help refugee families from all over the world.
And later, we have some information about a few of the health risks associated with unofficial St. Patrick's Day.
UI7 News starts right now.
From the Richmond Journalism Teaching Studio at the University of Illinois campus, UI7 News, your U of I news source.
Hello, I'm Kelly Rice, and welcome to today's edition of UI7 News.
And I'm Cole Hankey. Campus is very busy this week with striking graduate students and the start of the now annual unofficial St. Patrick's Day.
Today marks day 4 of the GEO strike as graduate students continue to picket buildings on the main quad. UI7's Patrick Lee spoke with supporters of the GEO.
The Graduate Employees Organization, or GEO, has been on strike since Monday. After a year of failed negotiations with the university, the GEO rallied hundreds of graduate employees to cease work until the two groups could agree on a fair contract settlement. Grad students picket high traffic areas like the English Building and Lincoln Hall, where many undergraduate students have classes. The contract that expired this August paid graduate students an annual salary of just over $16,000.
I know people who are out on the picket lines today making $700 a month. The thing is that I just think it's unfair that graduate students aren't given a living wage. They deserve to be paid for the labor that they give.
Among issues like tuition waivers and a living wage, health insurance was also a key issue that was not resolved.
One of my friends actually, almost 20% of her money she made last year went towards paying for this chronic condition because our insurance wasn't good enough. At the university, they do it for us. They talk to United, so we pay for a healthcare language that we don't even get a direct say in.
Dorothea Schneider is a member of the Non-Tenure Faculty Coalition, or NTFC, which went on strike 2 years ago on the Illinois campus and stands in solidarity with the GEO. She says teaching assistants receive a different healthcare plan than faculty members, but the problem lies in the lack of variety of healthcare providers in the area. Schneider adds that the U of I stands to lose potential faculty and graduate students to other neighboring universities if it continues to have instances of conflict like the NTFC strike and the GEO strike.
I think that just shows how the university has to remain truly attractive, and it isn't with this perpetual history of conflict. I'm very concerned about that.
As of Thursday, there has been no word of a successful negotiation between the U of I and the GEO. Until then, the GEO and its supporters will continue picketing. In Urbana, I'm Patrick Lee, UI7 News.
In response to the strike, the university sent out a mass email warning as well as informing everyone on what is occurring. In the email, they wrote, "We will continue the bargaining process, and we hope we will reach an agreement that ends the strike as quickly as possible. Until that happens, our top priority will be to offer the best protection for your academic experience that we can." There has been no word as of right now on how the negotiations are going or when this strike will come to a close.
We also spoke to the campus police spokesman, Patrick Wade, on how protesters have to balance their rights with the rights of those who are trying to go about their day.
Dual role in protecting the rights of protesters because they have a constitutional right to free expression, but also the rights of staff members and students who are not involved in the protest or the strike and just want to go about their day. We've had very good conversations and a good working relationship with representatives from the GEO. As we ask in any case where there's going to be a strike or a demonstration or a protest, we just ask that people let us know in advance. And that way we can kind of give them some guidance and some ground rules on what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. So the big thing is we always tell people you can't impede someone's free movement.
No new talks are scheduled as of this evening.
With GEO wrapping up its 4th day of striking, first aid stations have been at the ready to treat those on the picket lines. Set up along the picket lines are blue tents offering food and drinks and first aid kits for those striking. So far, the first aid kits have been relatively inactive. Only minor cuts and bruises from banging drums and sticks have been treated. Team captains were unavailable to comment on the story, but those holding down the tents say they have not needed the first aid kits much. Throughout the entire week, the strike is expected to continue tomorrow on its 5th day.
Striking graduate students will not be the only ones on the streets tomorrow. It is also the start of unofficial St. Patrick's Day in Campus Town. Students spend the weekend drinking alcohol to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, but it can be dangerous if they have too much to drink, as UI7's Emma Lee explains.
When green takes over the typical orange and blue U of I merchandise, it means that the unofficial is right around the corner. It has become a tradition that students celebrate St. Patrick's Day with drinking alcohol. Liquor stores on campus often see an increase in sales during this time. Hometown Pantry manager Jignesh Penchar talks about the sales during unofficial.
Actually more than double, so I'm expecting a good sales this year.
Penchar also says liquors with higher concentration of alcohol tend to be more popular during unofficial. Even though unofficial celebration is surrounded by the drinking of alcohol, it is also important for people to know how alcohol can do harm to our body. OSF Pro Ambulance Service Dr. Kurt Blumstrand says alcohol intoxication can cause damage to different organs.
The main organ, though, that is directly affected by alcohol would be your liver, but other organs can also be affected, your brain being one of them. If you're vomiting and you breathe that back in, your lungs are affected now. Your lungs are also affected because you won't be breathing normally, because alcohol, like I said, has a depressant effect, and so it slows your breathing down.
U of I Communications Director Patrick Wade says last Wednesday, police and volunteers knocked on about 4,000 doors on campus to raise awareness of alcohol safety.
Anytime we see someone in a bad safety situation, many times it's somehow alcohol related. Either the offender or the victim is very intoxicated.
Wade further says it is important for students to know that according to medical amnesty, people won't be penalized if they call 911 for their underage friend who needs medical help. In Champaign-Urbana, I'm Emma Lee, UI7 News.
As the Illinois student government collects old Chief apparel, the discussion surrounding Chief Illini Week is still a hot topic for many in the community. In a workshop held last week, discussions found some favoring and honoring the Chief as Illinois' mascot. Others say the symbol is a misrepresentation of the Native American culture. The student government is proposing to find a new mascot for the university in the future. This has students questioning what could be next for the Fighting Illini name.
I've heard that people want to be squirrels. I don't like the squirrels on campus. But I don't know. Something that can please everyone, an animal.
A 2013 study indicated a majority of students actually preferred the university to be coined as the Hawks.
Today is the first day of meteorological spring, and we have Anaja Smith here to tell us what that means for the weather forecast.
Thanks, Cole. Tonight is going to be 42 degrees and cloudy, and as we are leading towards the weekend, residents in Champaign can expect temperatures to get as high as 52 degrees. Unfortunately, being in the Midwest, temperatures tend to fluctuate, and on Monday, we will have some rain and clouds. Later in the show, I will have full details on local temperatures and a 5-day forecast.
And after the break, CU Fair is doing what they can to help families in countries around the world.
And then American Airlines is threatening to cut ties with O'Hare International Airport.
Everything starts out small. The things that hurt us, they all start from somewhere. The words we say, the things we do, they can grow into something else. What was small and innocent can become big and sometimes scary. All it takes is one comment, one picture, one video for something to catch fire. But a big problem doesn't need a big response. Not at first. Even if we don't know what to say, the eye emoji can be that first step we take. Let's all pledge to take that first small step together and change the world in a big way. I'm a witness, and so are you.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right?
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
It's that time of the year again. Happy unofficial Illini.
But wait, it's also Oscar weekend.
So let's get the party started the best way we know.
Good Morning Illini is live again this Friday, and we can't wait to show you what we have planned.
Give us a like on Facebook.
Or follow us on Twitter.
And of course, subscribe to our YouTube page, where you can always see GMI live streaming Fridays at 9 a.m.
Let's start this Friday morning off great. Good morning, Illini.
A local organization is doing what it can to help people all over the world. CU Fair met this week and learned all about how its members are working to house refugee families in the Champaign area. Meet Humayun Watan. He is a Champaign resident, a research assistant at the University of Illinois Crop Sciences Center, and an Afghani refugee. He has been living in America since January 2015 and working with the organization CU Fair since it started in 2016. Together, they have brought 2 more refugee families from Afghanistan to the Champaign area. Once they are here, he helps them adjust to life stateside.
Someone should be here, otherwise, they will be stuck. They don't know how to rent a house, how, start, living here, how they find job here. So,
even after making it to America, these families still face issues, but on a little bit of a smaller scale. Watan said just normal day-to-day activities caused a lot of problems for him when he first got here. Everyday necessities like a driver's license or a credit card are extremely hard to come by. These refugee families come over with no financial history, and the rules of the road are completely different. But Watan and CU Fair are doing their best to help out.
In the past 2 weeks, one family is, I think, more than 7 months, and the second is more than 3 months, and they are still not able to have a trip outside Champaign, Urbana. And they asked me the past week, and I took them to the Indianapolis for the zoo.
CU Fair has been around for only a few years, but they have already helped families from all over the world. They do what they can, ranging from legal services to even furnishing the new families' homes. Ben Miller is the leader of CU Fair and has been since 2016. When it comes to the work that CU Fair does, Miller knows it couldn't be done without the help of community members like Watan, and he does not see their work ending anytime soon.
When you help people, you get much more benefit from being a helper than if you're actually helped.
In Urbana, I am Cole Hankey, UI7 News.
Turning to national news, lawmakers strive for more gun regulations. After the mass shooting in Parkland, Florida, those in Washington are making efforts against the sale of assault rifles. Senator Marco Rubio proposed new regulations for schools across the nation.
Strengthen school security, infrastructure of the school. Provide school training for everyone, administrators, teachers, even students, to be able to identify threats and to report them.
Rubio went on to discuss the measures Congress must take in order to follow through with the planned regulations.
And in order to successfully pass, these ideas will have to be crafted in a way that actually contribute to greater public safety, but also do not unnecessarily or unfairly infringe on the Second Amendment right of all law-abiding adults.
Rubio made his comments today on the Senate floor.
Over in Springfield, the Illinois House is tightening gun laws in the state. After the mass shooting in Florida and the death of Chicago officer Paul Bauer, Illinois House of Representatives voted to change the age limit for the purchase of an assault rifle. The House bill will change the age limit from 18 to 21. The House also voted on the end of the sale of certain accessories that make weapons fire faster. This bill will make its way to the Senate and then the governor's desk before it becomes a law.
The Dow just dropped 500 points after President Trump announced new tariffs.
We'll probably have everything completed by next week. We'll be imposing tariffs on steel imports and tariffs on aluminum imports, and you're going to see a lot of good things happen.
Trump's administration will impose a 25% tariff on steel and a 10% tariff on aluminum. The administration hopes these tariffs will protect national security interests. The stock market drop follows the worst February the market has seen in 2 years.
With spring break just 2 weeks away, vacationers must face the stress of travel. CNN says one major stress could be coming from those looking to leave Chicago O'Hare Airport.
American Airlines has thrown an 11th hour objection into the deal the city says it has to expand O'Hare Airport. In a statement this morning, the second biggest hub airline here says the city made a secret deal with rival United Airlines to get more gates during and after the project is completed in 2026. What appears to be at issue is 8 gates that would be part of the new Terminal 2, a reconfigured global hub for both American and United. Sources say 5 of those gates were awarded to United going forward, when American thought all 8 would be available to a range of carriers. The deal, American says, undermines competition by allowing the largest airline at O'Hare to expand its size advantage for years into the future. Thus, the United Gate deal creates a clear winner, United, and clear losers, namely competition, Chicago Travelers, and American Airlines.
You know there's always this before. You've seen this kind of accusations before. You know that. This isn't new.
After introducing the O'Hare expansion plan to council, Mayor Emanuel disagreed with Americans' take on the situation and said the deal is about securing Chicago's future.
You have multiple airlines agreeing. Everybody sees the opportunity here of a level playing field to compete. I want to be clear. I'm not picking one airline versus the other of any of the airlines.
Neutrality was at the heart of United's view, saying, "We reached an agreement with the city for 5 additional gates in 2016. Furthermore, this agreement is no different than the one reached by American Airlines in the city in early 2016 for 5 additional gates. American Airlines has been aware of our agreement for over a year and has worked to block the implementation at every opportunity."
After the break, Anaja Smith has your forecast for the upcoming week.
And later, Bianca Reyes has all the latest with Illini Sports.
And now it's...
we'll be right back.
I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you judge me for having a problem. No one is going to know that I need help. I need help. I know that no one is going to judge me for having a problem. I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you listen.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where the cats go on vacation? New York.
What to expect when you're expecting
Like here.
a teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to teen-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys, preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
Ready for the... Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
And now it's time for weather. Anaja Smith has the weather for us today.
Good evening, Urbana-Champaign. If you have been outside today, then you know it has been rather cloudy and cold. So let's take a look at the local temperatures. Starting in Champaign, it is 42 degrees, and in the surrounding areas, it is about the same. In Decatur, 43, Mattoon, 43 as well. And then if you are in Springfield, then it is 45 degrees, just a little bit warmer. Midwest temperatures, if you are north in Chicago, it is just about freezing, so definitely grab a coat if you are going out tonight. In St. Louis, it is warmer at 53, and then also in Indianapolis, it is 43. Taking a look at the national temperatures, in Dallas, it is 60 degrees. In Cleveland, it is 37, which is around the same temperature as we are experiencing. In Miami, it is 84, which is definitely where I would rather be right now. On the West Coast, it is 63 degrees in Los Angeles. So tonight's temperature is 29 degrees with clear skies, but there will be wind speeds of 9 miles per hour coming from the northwest. Tomorrow is going to be warmer at 47 degrees with a mixture of cloudy and sun and wind speeds of 8 miles per hour coming from the north. And let's take a look at our 5-day forecast. On Friday, as I mentioned, it's going to be 47 degrees, mixture of cloudy and sunny. On Saturday and Sunday is going to be the warmest temperature of the next 5 days with 50 degrees and 52. So definitely take advantage of that weather, because on Monday, the rain and cloudiness will return with 48 degrees, and Tuesday, no rain, but it will be cloudy at 45 degrees.
Thanks, Naja, for that weather update.
And Bianca Reyes is here now with UI7 Sports.
Coming up in sports, 2 NCAA qualified runners of the Illinois men's tennis team might see a championship in the near future. And more on how the season ended for both men's and women's Illini basketball teams. All this and more after the break.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Hey guys, today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Give kisses. Give kisses. Look. Give kisses. Give kisses. You heard how loud that was.
I know,
I heard.
I heard. It wasn't you. Yeah. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Bacon.
Families come in all sizes and shapes. Sometimes your friends are your family by choice, or sometimes you're just stuck with Uncle Charles. But what we know is that you want to protect the people that are close to you, but the flu can unravel everything. Your flu vaccine protects you and your family. No matter what draws your family together, protect yourself, protect your family. Everyone needs a flu vaccine.
Good morning, Illini.
Hey, good morning, Illini, and you smell like Peggy.
Good morning, Illini.
The men's basketball season comes to an end as the Fighting Illini lose to the Iowa Hawkeyes 96-87 in the first round of the Big Ten tournament. Despite ending the season with 14 wins, Coach Brad Underwood explains how the fight is far from over.
You know, there's no question. When you're at the University of Illinois, finishing where we finished and losing in the first day, and when you're the 11th ranked program in the history of college basketball, it's not why I'm here.
The Illini have not been in the NCAA tournament since 2013. With many spots opening up due to the leaving seniors, the Fighting Illini has plenty of room and opportunity to fill the void. The women's basketball season also came to a close yesterday after falling 83-57 to number 11 Penn State in the first round of the Big Ten tournament. Illinois had 2 players record over 20 points in the same game for the first time this season. The men's wrestling team will also have their chance to pin down a win at the Big Ten Championship this Saturday in East Lansing, Michigan. The team's top seed, Isaiah Martinez, leads with 6 Illini pre-seeds going into this week's Big Ten Championship. Martinez is joined by 5 other top 12 Fighting Illini wrestlers, including number 3 Mike Carr and number 4 Emery Parker. Martinez will be in the spotlight as he won the Big Ten 2016 title as the number 2 seed, defeating Penn State's number 1 Jason Nolf in the final. Another Fighting Illini team has only fallen short of 1 game, but even being ranked top 5 in the nation is not enough to keep the team satisfied.
Well, super proud of them. You know, best start since '82 says a lot about this group. They play the matches, they practice, so all the credit goes to them, and it's just a special group. We've got 4 freshmen, 5 upperclassmen. They've gelled really well. The chemistry's fantastic. They're a lot of fun to coach, be around, and so we keep it loose. And you know, I think the sky's the limit for them. We keep talking about not being satisfied. You know, we're 6-1, and got great wins so far, and biggest thing is not being satisfied.
The women's tennis team has reached a peak that has not been seen since the start of the program in 1982. The Illini won its first top 20 opponent since they defeated Texas in 2012. With one of the youngest rosters in the country, the Illini will host number 14 Northwestern this Friday at the Atkins Tennis Center. Another team that might see the championships is NCAA qualified runners David Kenziera and John Davis. Both men ranking top 16 in their respective events will have another chance to bring home a win for the Fighting Illini track team. Kenziera will have a second chance at redemption after falling short and placing 4th in last year's championship with a personal record of 7.76. Kenziera reached his personal record again last weekend, earning him a silver medal at the Big Ten Indoor Championship. Davis is also making his second appearance as his personal best broke a university's record earlier this month and earned him the runner-up placement at the Big Ten Championships last weekend. Another runner-up placement was the men's golf team, who competed in the 33rd Annual Louisiana Classics. Although the team took second place, 5 Illini members earned a spot among the top 20, including the lead scorer, sophomore Brian Baumgarten, who tied for 3rd along with seniors Nick Hardy and Dylan Meyer, joining Baumgarten as top 10. The men's golf team will have another chance at victory competing in the Southern Highlands Collegiate Tournament against the Rebels of the University of Nevada, Las Vegas on Monday. That's it for sports. Thank you.
There. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy. What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Can I tell you another one? So how does a tissue dance? Put a little boogie on it. What's Beethoven's favorite fruit? Banana. What is a boxer's favorite drink? Fruit punch.
This weekend is the Oscars, where the best films that came out this year will be receiving awards for their excellence. Movies like Call Me By Your Name, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, Get Out, and The Shape of Water are up for Best Picture. Many other awards will also be passed out, and Common, Mary J. Blige, and many others will be performing.
Still no rest.
Cole, have you...
I wonder, because there ain't no God and the whole world's empty and it doesn't matter what we do to each other.
Cole, have you seen some of these movies?
The only movie I've seen out of the Best Picture list is Get Out. That movie was really scary. It was really good. I'll own it to that one. But, all right. The Marching Illini and cheerleaders made an appearance on NBC's Today Show. They performed on the plaza at 30 Rock at 8 a.m. yesterday morning. Stephen Cohn is a trumpeter with the Marching Illini. He spoke to us about his experience.
Stan students low. Basically, we just went to Today's Show Wednesday morning, and then we stood around there. Al Roker came around and said hi to all of us, and then we played Oski Wow Wow and one of our Stan students, Low Brass, on TV. So.
It sounds like a great break from classes to go all the way over to New York City. Yeah. I can't believe that Steven, I actually know Steven, I can't believe he met Al Roker. That's nuts. That's so funny to me.
Yeah, I know him as well. Definitely have to ask him about that experience. It looks really awesome. And that's a wrap for tonight's edition of UI7 News. Thanks for joining us.
We'll be back next Tuesday with another edition of UI7 News.